Hello, welcome to scr1tno Knitting Project Podcast. My name is Sharon and I'm coming to you from Surrey in the UK, where I live with my family, 3 cats and a dog. Today is Thursday the 10th of October 2019 and this is episode 34. Welcome if you're a new viewer, welcome back if you're a returning viewer. Thank you for joining me today. This is my podcast about how I get through my whips. I have a rolling rotation of whips which is worked over 6 days, and I work on different things on different days. It'll come self-explanatory as I go through. Apologies, I do have a cold. I have a really bad cold, so if I sound a bit stuffy and there's lots of breaks in this, it's because I've had to edit out a lot of coughing, so please bear with me. So admin, we have a Ravelry group. You can find me as scr1tno pretty much anywhere. Please do go join the Ravelry group. There's a lovely bunch of people in there. We are running the Stripy Sock KAL at the moment, which is for stripy socks, and as long as you've only finished one sock or you're on the first sock, FOs are half finished objects are allowed. There is a finished object thread, and that is going to be drawn on the 30th of November, or that's when it closes. It'll be drawn sometime in December. I have to work out how I'm going to do that because I'm doing Vlogmas. I don't know whether I'm going to do proper podcasts and Vlogmas. I'll have a vote. Would you like proper podcasts and Vlogmas, just Vlogmas? Let me know, because I know vlogs aren't everybody's cup of tea, although I'm really enjoying the October vlogs at the moment. If you've seen them, they're so good. Right, so I think that's it for all my admin at the moment, so let's get into it. So day one is socks, and I haven't got any finished objects this week. I had 3 last week, I haven't got any this week, and my current one is hanging out in my Busy Pottering unicorn bag, and this is my Scrappy socks, which is a set from Kelly at Lay Family Yarn, and it's her Iron Bridge minis collection. So I finished the first sock, and this is a little undyed mini that came with a different sock set of Kelly's. I thought went quite well with these colours. So that's the toe, and then I've got waste yarn in for a forethought heel. I have done an afterthought heel, but I prefer having the waste yarn in. It does make my life a little bit easier. So that was sock 1, which I'd already done. And then I was, well, this is covered in ends. Really covered in ends. I was there on sock 2 last week, and I have managed to do all of that. So I've gone through, put in my waste yarn, and I am now putting in the toe. And today is sock day, so I'm hoping by the end of today this will be a finished pair, if I'm really lucky. Although I have got brownies tonight, so I may not get that done in time, but hopefully this will be a finished pair before the end of today. That's my little, I think that's from So Sweet Violet. So I'm just doing my vanilla sock pattern with minis, and it's random number of rows. They're not the same number of rows, although they are the same number of rows on both socks. Theoretically they match up, hopefully that's the idea. I went wrong somewhere on the foot part because they don't quite, this one is slightly longer than this one. Not quite sure how I did that, but never mind. It's only by a row, so I don't think it's going to be too much of a problem. So it's 60 stitches, and then I don't do anything magical with my ends. I will just go in and sew them all in later. I may do that at brownies if I get a chance, depending on what we're making the girls do tonight. So they're my Scrappy socks. I will show you in acquisitions what my next pair is going to be that I'm going to cast on. But I really like them, they're such a pretty set. I'm looking forward to getting them done. They're proper autumnal colours, aren't they? So looking forward to getting them finished and off the needles and my next lot cast on. So not a long section today, but that is day 1 socks. So day 2 is shawl day, and that's hanging out in my Sherry Iris bag, which is a hand embroidered one. It's so pretty. If you've seen her vlog, she's doing one of these bags. You could see her embroidering one. It was a raspberry one. I've got blackberry one. So pretty. And in here I am doing the Litmus Cowl by the lovely Amy Florence, which is a free packet on Ravelry. And I am using Sherry Iris's Autumn Treasures mini set that she did. And basically it is very tangled. Basically it is very, very tangled. Whoops. Right, here we go. So this is how far I've got. Now somewhere on here, there we go, that's where I was last week, where my little ice cream cone from Corner of Craft is. So I've done these. These are all different minis from her set. If I do it that way you might be able to see it a bit better. And the main colour is this, which was a full skein that came with it. And then there's lots of little minis. This is the mini I'm putting in at the moment. And yeah, that's, so once I've finished, there's 10 colours in all I think in the mini set. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm on number 6. Then I'll repeat it again, and if I've got enough I will repeat it a 3rd time. If I haven't got enough, then I may either do a stretch of this plain if I've got enough left of that, or if it's long enough I won't worry about it. So I'll definitely get another repeat, but whether I get a 3rd repeat or not I don't know. But because it's designed for 24 minis and I've only got 10, so I need to double it. Where's it pretty? I love it. I love these colours. So that's my day 2. My shawl is an actual cowl at the moment because well, because it was a new set and I wanted a Litmus cowl, and yeah, it got cast on. I will go back and finish my Maytham shawl eventually. The problem with that is it's on a lace section, and although it's easy lace, it does require a little bit of concentration, and I haven't really been able to concentrate recently between colds and being busy at work and travelling. It's not really been the project for me, so I cast that one on, and I need a cowl, so that's another good reason to do it, especially as the weather's turning a little bit chillier here in the UK. So yeah, so that's day 2, shawl day. So day 3 is garment day. And despite what I said last week, I didn't work on either of my garments. I cast on something new. I'm not quite sure why. Honestly, this seemed like a good idea at the time. Yeah, I've had a bit of a disaster with one of my EDTs by Isabel Kramer, and it's done with the top part is merino nylon, and the bottom part is merino nylon and cashmere, and the cashmere section has felted really badly, like really badly. So what I think I'm going to have to do is go in, pick up all from the merino nylon and just cut off the felted bit. I don't know why, because it's been hand washed, etc, etc, so why it's decided to felt, I have no idea. But that is really disappointing. So I am down an EDT, and I wear these quite a bit now. Okay, apparently I have a lot of hot air balloon weight sheets in amongst my printing here. I probably should give them back to Ian. Right, so that's the EDT. Now she uses short row shaping around the front here, but that's not a look that suits me. I do not need anything to emphasise that part of my body, so I split the hem and do a split hem, and I make it a little bit longer so it comes to about here. But I do the pattern, etc, that's on it, and I really like this. It's done in fingering weight. It's short sleeve, so it's quite quick, although I'm probably going to make this one a longer sleeved one. And this is going to be my Frankenstein jumper, because I am using minis from an advent from a couple of years ago, which is Tink Dye yarn. And the idea is I'm going to use the mini up. Well, I've actually put it in my blanket first, which you will see. And then I'm going to use the mini up and oh yeah, I'm going to use the mini up, and then I'm going to add the next colour in, because she just sort of fade it, which I will explain because it's in my Cozy Memory blanket. The reason you just saw that expression on my face was because for some reason I left this in the middle of a row. This is all going to be about real time. this one, you'll see why in a bit later for the other project. So whenever I finish this on garment day, I left it in the middle of the row, which is really, really frustrating when it comes to try and show you it. But basically, that's the start of it. Now, at the moment, it's not joined in the round, despite what it might look like. There we go. I'm going backwards and forwards. So there's a lot of purling, but I never mind purling. And this is the first colour. And then it goes into a plain purple after that. So I'm increasing for the raglan, for the sleeves, the front and the back, and the neck. And yeah, that's sort of the front, this bit here, basically. Now, Isabel Kramer, I love her patterns. They're really easy to follow. Yeah. Oh, actually, I've just realised why I've stopped mid-row, because I ran out of yarn. That'll be why it was. And I hadn't got the next one. So that'll be why I stopped mid-row. I didn't have enough yarn left. The struggle is real. So I will put in the next colour, and I'm not going to fade it, I'm just going to go straight in for it. So it's definitely going to be a bit of a Frankenstein jumper. But I might join it in the same place whilst I'm working backwards and forwards, and then I will, when I'm going round and round, I won't mind where it starts really. Sorry, that was a sneeze break. So this is the EDT. I'm using 3.75mm needles, which I think is what's called for in the pattern. And these are licky needles, or licker. Yeah, I'm really happy with it. I do like knitting these. They are good fun to make. What made me decide to cast it on randomly? I had no idea. And this needle cozy from the lovely Ellie of Craft House Magic. Yeah, because that now means I've got 3 garments on the go, which, I mean, okay, one of them's a baby garment, is nearly finished, but the next time it is garment day, I am definitely going to work on the baby knit. That needs to get done. So yes, so that's what I'm working on. That's what I worked on this week anyway. I want to get my colour work jumper done as well, so I think this is going to be a cast on and leave for a little while. But that is, and that's my Bake Off bag by Busy Pottering, which I got last year, which I love. So yeah, so that's the EDT by Isabel Kramer. So day 4 is my crochet day, and that's currently hanging out in my hedgehog bag from Busy Pottering, and the minis for this are also hanging out in my So Beautiful by Nicola bag, which has got a big hot air balloon in, which I'll probably show you next week. And this is a Battenberg blanket by Sandra of Cherry Heart Designs, and I've put another row on it, but as I said, keeping it real, I didn't actually get around to sewing in my ends this week, so I'm going to have to sew all my ends in. That's the back. Do you want to look at the front? So not only did I not get around to sewing in all my ends, you can see my new one at the bottom there, I didn't get around to putting in the progress keepers to mark the ones that I've done either. But I think the fact that there's ends hanging off of it probably proves to you that I have actually done a row, and I've joined them in. But yeah, I didn't get time to end it, and I didn't get time to put the progress keepers on. So this is minis from West Green Loft Yarns. The colours are West Green Loft Yarns, and the plain here is Mothie and the Squid. It's got a sparkle to it, which you can't see unfortunately in this light. And I am doing a pattern that they go diagonally across. So this one here that's snuck on the end there has just fallen off that side there. Can you see? So if I hold it up, you might be able to see the pattern a bit more. So that was my first set of 4, where that one starts, and then that's my next set of 4, where that one starts. And I think it's going to be a baby blanket, but I will get back to you on that. I may make a few of these squares and then seam them together. At the moment I'm just happy making squares. They're so much fun and they don't take very long to make. And now I've started adding them on, if you can see. I'm adding them on in strips, so that this one here, as you can see there is a little join there, so that I add it on in one long strip. So I've only got the end of that one there and that one there, and then later on I will come back and I will seam up all the gaps that are in the middle here when I finished it. So that's as far as I've got at the moment. Really enjoyed that one. Obviously, you know, real life here, I didn't get a chance to finish in the ends on that one, but that's what the knitting project's all about. So the next day when I pick that up, the first thing I'll have to do is sew in my ends, and then I can start making my squares. So chances are the next time you see this, depending what day of the week it falls on, I possibly won't have even added on another strip. So we'll see what happens. I can't think when that is. Today's sock day and today's Thursday. Tomorrow is KAL day, which is Friday. Saturday will be garment day, which I won't get much done because we've got a party that day. So it's Sunday, so yeah, actually I might get a lot done Sunday. I may get another row done on that then on Sunday, or I may be too hungover to do anything. You never know. It's my daughter's engagement party, so we'll go into that in live stuff at the end. But yeah, so that's day 4, crochet day. So day 5 is mystery blanket day, and since finishing that mystery blanket, I haven't done any mystery blankets because I keep falling behind on my Cozy Memories blanket, and this week was no exception. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of last week I didn't get a chance to do it in the mornings. I was either too tired or too busy because of work, so I had to catch up again. And I am finding that because I know I can catch up on mystery blanket day, I'm like, oh yeah, I won't worry about it, I'll do it, you know. So I need to be a bit more disciplined about doing my square of a morning. Quick interruption there, sorry. Right, I can't remember what I was talking about, so I'll just show you my Cozy Memory blanket. Oh, that's right, I was saying about the fact I haven't done a mystery blanket. I need to get back into that. So hopefully this week I'm on top of the Cozy Memory blanket, and I will actually do some of my mystery blanket, which you can see next week. Now the mystery blanket is a blanket by Debbie Abrahams, and it's a club I do each year, but I haven't bought next year's one because I've got 2 years that I'm behind on. So I thought probably should get those caught up first. And often she does like a woolly one year and like a cottony one the next year, and I'm not so keen on the cottony one, so I might actually and that's what next year's supposed to be. But, oh. So I'm in the middle of a square. This is my Cozy Memory blanket. Now I use 2.5mm signature needles for this because it's my precious project. It's got a precious pair of needles, they're little short ones, which I love using for this. And this is my row this week. So we are going from, that was a half constructed square last week, that is down Sheepy Lane. That is Woolly Goodness. That is Sherry Iris. That is a opal, and I made socks for my daughter Charlie last year. Last year I've discovered that Charlie likes wool socks. I didn't think she did, and despite the fact I'd made her sister's wool socks, I hadn't ever made her any. So last year I made a project of making Charlie a pair of socks a month, and that's one of the yarns I used. I tend to use commercial easy to wash yarns just in case they got accidentally in the washing machine. Right, so that is my first mini for my jumper, which is from Tink Dye Yarn, and that was from her advent. That'll be the next colour in it. So I'm doing all the advent colours now. Do you see what I mean about the fact that they kind of fade into each other almost? Well, not fade, but go together to a point. So that's white and purple, that's purple and grey, that's grey, and now this is not part of, not sort of matching this at all. It is a pink. It's a very bright pink. I got to that one, I was like, ooh, I wonder whether I want to wait till the end and do some management. So that's why I'm sort of thinking that might go on hold now, and we'll see. So yes, that's my cozy memory blanket. That's how far I got with my square this morning. I'm hoping to finish that off while I'm editing. But yeah, it's really growing. I'm not too far off of finishing a row, so when I square off I will take another photo. That is really bright, isn't it? Oh, where that's from, but wow, is that bright. It's sticking out there. That's the cats fighting. Yeah, so that's day 5, which is supposed to be Mystery Blanket Day, but at the moment is Cozy Memory Blanket Day. So day 6 is Scrappy Project Day, and that is in my Woodland Animals bag. And I did actually work on that this week. It is my Bits and Bobs blanket by Kay Jones of the Bakery Bears. And I'm using a collapsing sheepy's whirl, which really worked with the loo roll until it got too big and the loo roll started falling out as well, so I may have to rewind this. But at the moment it's okay. At the moment it's working, so I'm being very gentle with it. And then I've got a magic knot ball, which are minis from a set from Kelly last year, which is Lay Family Yarn. And it's very pretty. And this is how it's working out. Now this, thankfully, I did get to the end of the row on, because this is a pain when you don't have an end of the row. So that's what I did this week. These are very long rows, so that is actually quite good progress. I'm really pleased with that progress. And oh, here we go. So that's the button, the blue there. Then it goes through to the cream and the green, and now we're going into light green, and it will be purple on the main colour. And then the different colours, obviously, you can see coming through there. It's very clever. I love it. I love this purple section which I've just done. In fact, I like that top section full stop. It looks so pretty with those colours together. It's a background colour. I'm really pleased how that's turned out, and I'm just starting to, on that end, you can see, go into the pink. There we go. Oh, my battery's about to die on my camera. So yeah, that's going to be this pink on there. Right, so that's a pattern by Kay Jones of the Bakery Bears. I don't know what size needles I'm using. I think they're 4.5s. And it's 2 strands held together. Don't know what else to say about that one. Yeah. I just love it, I love it. It's so nice, so squishy and soft. So looking forward to having that one done. And although I have got other scrappy projects that I work on, this one seems to be the one I keep going to. I think it's because I'm really worried about if I leave this for too long, it's going to completely collapse in on itself. So I'm just like, do you know what, I just want to get that used up. So yeah, that's day 6, Scrappy Project Day. So my camera battery just died. I think I was saying that was day 6, Scrappy Project Day, which is that one. Hopefully that's sorted. So that is the end of my knitting. I have got some acquisitions, which I'll go through now. Where to start on my pile? Let's start with what I've bought first, shall we? So this week I have got, I fell in love with some Sherry Iris yarn. And she always sends a little extra lavender pouch, which I can just about smell with my cold. And this one, which is Daisies. these are all going to be socks because I love Sherry Iris socks. Oh, the label's so pretty. So yes, this is daisies. That's quite a true colour as well. And then this one is Strictly Ballroom, which I'm very late to the party, but I want to cast on some Strictly socks. So that is going to get wound up and cast on shortly. And then this one is Summer's End. So pretty. So I'm going to make socks out of those three, but I'm definitely going to do the Strictly ones quite quickly. The other one I got goes with, can you see up on my there, oh, there we are, my badger. That's my new badger print. It's all to do with Badgerween, and the yarn badger dyed some yarn for it. And this is available on Sam Draws Things website. And it's badger colours. Now this is my next cast on. I'm going to cast this on hopefully today if I get my socks finished. So that's my carrot, is to get those, is to do these. And it's sort of grey, black and white. Very pretty. Fingering weight, superwash merino, 25% nylon. That's her logo. So yeah, that's going to be my next cast on, and that came, as I said, with that up, that up there. That's really difficult to do for some reason. And then my other acquisition was from the lovely Rachel, So Rate Me. I have a needle cozy and a notions pouch. It's really pretty, very talented. It's got pockets, very clever. I have to admit, I did go in, I was working her update, and then I was distracted when she actually updated, so I didn't think I'd get one. So the fact that I managed to get one, I'm so pleased. So yeah, that's So Rate Me. Now the rest of this, part of it's an acquisition that I bought. My lovely friend and adopted yarn daughter Laura yarn muled for me at Perth Festival of Yarn and got me a couple of the Giddy Yarns self-striping. This is Hydrangea, which is so pretty. But I am going to put this away in my self-striping sock box for next spring, because they're definitely the colours I will want to knit in spring. So that's going to go away. So next up is this, which is really lovely. And this is Robin Redbreast. I think we can agree that, yeah, that's definitely Robin Redbreast. I love that, so pretty. So this is going to be a pair of Christmas socks, which I will cast on after I have done my Strictly and my Yarn Badger socks. So they're kind of, you know, lining up, shall we say. And because Laura's absolutely lovely, she did of course send a few little extras down with it. I've got some little post-it note tabs, which are fab, and I need these for my journal. Some Christmas washi tape, which I use all the time in my journal, and a lovely little mini with a progress keeper. Isn't that pretty? A lovely little mini. Now I have been trying all over to work out what that says, and I can't work it out. I don't know whether the camera will focus on it. Are you going to focus? Yeah, I can't get my other camera to focus on it either. So it's Laura, I'm really sorry, I don't know what it is, but it's beautiful. It's called Zombies. Isn't it lovely? It's really pretty. Thank you, Laura. Thank you so much for my goodies. Bless her heart. And then, this is lovely. I was lucky enough to win a prize on the Hairy Sheep podcast in September. They did a daily challenge of posting pictures of socks, and I tried to keep up with it as much as I could. There were a couple of days I missed, but one day I posted, I think it was DK socks, and it won. And I got this For the Love of yarn, which is so pretty. And it's a merino nylon. and it's called Fairy Garden. Isn't that lovely? Look at the colours in that. It's going to make a fab pair of socks, and it's definitely going to be a pair of socks. It's got to be socks. So yeah, so thank you very much, Emma and Rosie. I adore it. It's so lovely. And again, came with a couple of little bits. A little sheep progress keeper, which is adorable. And I'm going to attach to the yarn so that I know it came with that yarn. And a little hairy sheep badge. I need to get some of these made up for my podcast, which I haven't done yet. That's that cute. Now that Sam's sorted out my logo. And I'm actually going to pop that on my yarn so that I can remember that it was from the hairy sheep, as it was part of a prize. Now I like, when I've got prizes, I like to use the yarn I win for something for that is relevant to them. So for instance, I won some yarn for a mystery make-along, and I used it for the following year's mystery make-along from the same people. So I quite like to do that. So yeah, I may keep that for a little while and see if they do anything to do with socks, and use it for that. So thank you very much, Emma and Rosie. That's lovely of you. Right, so that's it for my acquisitions this week. Life stuff, really. All the prize winners have now contacted me for all the prizes, actually, both for the Mini Madness and Penguono. That's all done. Everybody's got their prizes, and also for the giveaway for the pattern, everybody's contacted me. So that's all going. They're all going to their new owners. I hope you enjoy the pattern. If you knit Ellie's pattern, she is currently running a knit along for it. Any of the Country Garden collection, includes the socks, she's doing a knit along for. So please do go check that out. If you've won the pattern, that would be a perfect time just to knit something up from it and enter it into her giveaway. Check out Ellie anyway, because she's lovely. Podcasts. I have a list of podcasts that I watch on a regular basis in the show notes. All my show notes can be found on the Ravelry Group. There is theoretically an episode thread that corresponds with the number. If you've got any questions, you can leave your questions on there. Yeah, I failed, as I realised yesterday, for the last 2 podcasts to put up any show notes. So they are now up. Apologies if you were looking for those. And I have got these show notes all ready to go, so I need to remember to put them up. The problem is, because I record on a Thursday, my brain goes, I've got plenty of time to upload the show notes. It's not going up till Sunday. And then Sundays are always really busy, so I never think, occasionally I'll remember to put my Instagram post up of, my latest episode is up. But I never remember to put the show notes up. So yeah, I need to put the show notes up, remember to put the show notes up. So often if you're watching this on a Sunday, the show notes won't go up till Monday on Ravelry. So yeah, apologies for that, but everything I talk about is in the show notes. So podcasts at the moment, I'm watching Lovely Lonely Knitter, Laura. Poor old Katie of Geordie Knits. Get well soon, sweetie. You're having such a rough time. Emma and Rosie of the Hairy Sheep. And then I'm watching all the October vlogs at the moment. So Vlogtober, what's it called? Which I'm watching in no particular order. The lovely Gaina of Tales from Cuckoo Land, who I adore. Ollie and Bella, another one, that's Sherry, I also adore. Ali, Little Drops of Wonderful, who is amazing. She's doing them as well, and there are a couple of others which I cannot remember the names of. However, I will link them below in the show notes. So below the video here, you should get links to the Ravelry Group, and you'll be able to go on the Ravelry Group, and then they're hot links, so if you just click on them you should go straight to the people's pages. And it's the same with all the makers that I talk about. I don't limit the makers to the ones that I use on each individual podcast, because I use the same ones so much that I might as well just leave them up. Yeah, life, wow. Life, it's been a bit of a week, to be honest. I've got a cold, which is fine. It's just a cold, but colds really do make you feel really but I can't take time off work. I had so much time off work sick with my back. There was no way I was taking time off work with a cold. So I've worked through it, and you know, you do get through it. But I think because of that, maybe my head hasn't really been quite in the same place as it would be normally. And although Kate left like last week, so I'd had a whole week without her at work. On Tuesday this week, I got to the end of some of the entries that she'd processed, and for some reason it hit me like a ton of bricks that she wasn't going to be there anymore. And I can't say this to her obviously because she's loving her new job, and as her mum I love it, but as her work colleague I really miss her. So I think it was a combination between that and the fact I've got a cold and I can't breathe. I had a massive panic attack on Tuesday. And now I have an asthma pump, which I don't normally have to use, only in France, because there's something in France that's Bella, that triggers it. So I don't tend to have to use it very often, but I could have done with my asthma pump on Tuesday, so I'm taking that around with me. And I think it's all just because I've got a cold and my resistance is low, shall we say. So yeah, that was fun. That was a fun day. And now, hopefully now I'm going to start feeling a little bit better. I've certainly managed to get through this, but I've only sneezed once. Yay! One sneeze, no coughing, one sneeze. And the weekend, we've got it's going to be great. The weekend, it's Katie's engagement party. So her and Dan got engaged end of July, and they're having a party this weekend. It's going to be great fun. It's going to be in a local hall, but we're kind of catering it ourselves, so we've got a lot of food prep to do over the next couple of days. Tomorrow I am going to go for dinner with hubby in Shoreham because it's our last one before he leaves. He leaves next Tuesday. It's all go, it's all change. And I'm a creature of habit. I don't do change very well, to be fair. Thank goodness for knitting. I'm looking at my pile of stuff here. I just kind of want to just kind of pick it up and cuddle it and go, yep, comfort blanket. This is what I'm going to be focusing on. I mean, on the plus side, it is going into our slightly quieter time in our personal life. So hopefully I'll have a little bit more time both to devote to the podcast and to knit. However, it gets into our much busier guiding time. So we've got a lot of things on at weekends between... we have our local fireworks ×2. We have two because we are our village where we have our guides is not the village I live in. It's a tiny little village, just like one village over from us. So they've got a firework display, so we're helping out with that. But we also benefit from the big firework display in my village, in my town. So we help out that too. So we've got those kind of back to back. We've got a district day out, which is taking all the kids trampolining, which bearing you think that we got from like tiny little rainbows to big senior section, that's going to be hysterical. But it's only for 2 hours. So, you know, normally our district days are a complete day, so this is only for 2 hours. I'm sure we can sort this one out. I'm trying to think what else. So there's Remembrance Day, but I'm not here for that. I'm actually up north. I'm going to go and see my lovely friend Kelly. Hi, Kelly. And I had to go to her retreat, her first retreat, which I'm really looking forward to. So yeah, it's gonna, in that respect, it's a bit busy, but hopefully it'll be a bit quieter I won't be going away as much, etc. Right, I think I've rambled on enough for this week. I hope you all have a great week wherever you are. Take care, and I'll see you next week.